Hello, in this video I'm going to do a review of the Garmin S10 and the Garmin S20 Approach golf watches. So I'm just going to turn them both on here. Let's see what we're going to do. So I've been using the Garmin S10 for about 3 years now, and just looking at getting the Garmin S20 as an upgrade, and I thought I would go through a number of the features and outline some of the changes. Anybody else who's looking at doing the same. So first, the S10, basically it's a little bit smaller than the S20. The screen size to me looks like it's exactly the same. It may be a little bit bigger, but in terms of the watch itself, it is a little bit smaller, thinner, easier to go on the wrist. The S20 is a little bit thicker, bulkier. You can see the buttons are a little bit better defined though. But overall, it's basically the same watch. I'm going to click Start Round. It's going to try to locate the satellites. Do the same here. So we'll see. Some of the main differences between the two, if you don't know, the S10 here, it has no Bluetooth capabilities. The charging port on the back, they're not compatible chargers, by the way, too, so you need separate chargers. But the charging port here connects to a USB cable that connects to your computer. That's how you update the watch. It's how you download all your scores, that type of thing. Same with the S20. Charging port is here, different charging port. It also connects to the computer to update the courses, that type of thing. Get information from the computer through Garmin Connect and Garmin Express on your computer. With the S20, there is Bluetooth capabilities built into the watch itself, so you don't actually need the computer. You can connect to your phone via Bluetooth, and then there's a Garmin Connect app that connects to the watch itself, and then it'll communicate and download your scores, that type of thing, right to your phone. You can then also use the Garmin Golf app to view the information that you've tracked during your golf round. The S10, like I said, no Bluetooth, so you have to connect via computer. Once you download your scores to your computer though, you can set it up so that it automatically uploads and you can view your scores in the Garmin Golf app. So I'm gonna pause right now because I'm not locating any satellites, so I'm gonna go outside. Okay, I'm outside now, and the watches are now locating the satellites a bit quicker. So I'm just going to pick the closest golf course here to me, Colt Toronto Golf Club. Go ahead, click OK. It's going to load the course. Same thing here. Watson, they're saying is closer. I'm going to do the Colt as well. Locate the satellite again. Anyway, here, select the tee I'll be playing from. Let's say black, sure. So Watson again. Down, Colt, select. Loads the course. Okay, so the difference is, if you see the S20 here, it asks me which tee I'm going to be hitting from. The S10 does not. So from this point on, basically all the S10 is going to do is give you the yardages for all the different holes that you're playing. At the end of the hole, the watch will prompt you to record your score. So you just record your total score, and then that is it with the Garmin. It is very straightforward. I will say what's very handy is you just click these two buttons up and down, and you can see the different layups, the different bunkers, that type of thing, hazards that are on the course. It's very easy to navigate through while you're playing golf. So very straightforward, very simple, very useful for yardages, very basic. So highly recommend it. The other one, S20, I'm gonna go take a look at this. This is a little bit more complex because you can do a lot more things with it. So first, if you want to actually access the yardages, you can't just use, or the hazards, you can't just click the up and down button like you can on the other one. For whatever reason, they've got it set up now so you have to click the menu and then you have some different options. So you can move the flags, you can click on the hazards or click on the layups to see where everything is. So if I click on hazards, now you can see it's a little bit different. I'm only looking at the hazards here, I'm not looking at the layups. So there's the bunker, there's the other bunker, third bunker, and how far it is to the front of the bunker, that type of thing. Whereas if I go look at the layups, again, I'm having to click through a bunch of different menus here. So there's the different options for the layups and the yardages to get those options. So lots of different clicking that's going to happen when you're using the S20. That's the frustrating part. When you get to the actual in-golf interface, the difference with the S20 is after you hit the ball, so if I pretend to hit the ball, let's see, no, it doesn't think I hit the ball there. No, it's not going to come up. But the option here, once you hit the ball, is that it'll prompt you to enter in the club that you used to hit that shot. And so the idea here is as you're golfing, after you hit the ball, you track the club that you used to hit that ball, and then the watch records the location and the club and the subsequent shot and club, so on and so forth. And as you go through the round, ideally at the end, it'll tell you when you get to the end how many putts you've recorded. It'll then save all that information, and then at the end of the round, when you download the data to Garmin, you have a much more complete overview of your round in total. So let's go take a look at what that looks like now. Okay, so now what we're looking at here is the scorecard after you've downloaded it into the Garmin, either the app or the computer in the case of the S10. So this is what we're looking at for the S10. So it'll basically tell you where you played, and if you keep score during your round, it'll record the scores for you. So it lays out the different holes that you were playing and then the scores for those particular holes, and then it gives you the overall total as well too. So that's basically what you're recording. You can see it sort of gives you the total at the bottom in terms of the score, your plus, minus, how many bogeys, triple bogeys, under par, etc. It'll also do, that's actually it. So that's all the analysis you get from this particular app, or from that particular watch, the S10. Now we'll take a look at the S20 and see the difference. Okay, so here we are, we're looking at the statistics. It's the same course, but it's using the S20. So you can see here, in this dashboard view, you get a lot more information here. It's tracking whether you've landed in the fairway or you've landed right or left of the fairway, whether you were a GIR, and the number of putts you had for that particular hole. As well, you can actually click on the individual holes to get an overview of what that looked like. You can see I've got the longest drive, putts per hole, fairways. So a lot more stats being collected here. It also captures the number of steps that you have in the round, as well as the total time, that sort of thing. So let's click on a hole here and see what that looks like. So this is the cool part about the S20 when I was talking about tracking your shots. So you can see here, Garmin does a really good job of giving you an overview of all those statistics you capture while you're out on the round. So you can see where your drive actually went, and then what kind of club you used. Second club, so you use a 9-iron here, you're out of bounds, and then lob wedge onto the green, and then 2 putts. So it gives you an overview of the hole as well as your shots. So you can see the second hole, I didn't really keep the statistics, so I don't really have access to it, but the third hole, I can click on that. And again, I see where my drive was, the club I used for my second shot, third shot, that type of thing, and then so on and so forth. So you can do this through the entire round. You can sort of tweak the clubs as well too. So oftentimes when you're in the round, you're not going to remember every selection. So there is a fair bit of work after your round to sort of record this information if you want to keep it accurate. But you can do that here. You can click the add. You can then sort of add in another shot if it was missed altogether. You could tweak particular shot. You can specify the club that you use out of the club. You can mark the shot out of bounds or delete the shot if it was recorded in error. So there's a lot of features and a lot of cool things that you can do with the S20 that you cannot do with the S10. The Bluetooth capability is one really cool feature, as well as the ability to record all your clubs and your shots when you're on the round. But I will say, in terms of simplicity, the S10 really does beat it. There's nothing better about it. The S10 is thinner, which is also nice. Not that the S20 is clunky on your arm at all, but I will say that the S10 is very sleek. The other nice thing about the S10 is that the ability to navigate up and down that hole and see where the hazards are, as well as where the layups are, very quickly and simply is great. And so if you're only interested in recording your score, I say the S10 is definitely worth it. I don't know if the S20 is. If the Bluetooth capability is worth it, then you can sort of dumb down your S20 to be similar to an S10. I will say that I found it a real hassle to have that extra menu, to have to pick your layups and then go back and have the menu to see where the hazards were. It was frustrating because it's not as easy as you think to get access to how far you were away from those hazards as you were from the S10. You could just sort of click through and you get those distances really quickly. So, hopefully this review will help you in deciding which watch you're going to keep. I'm still on the fence, to be perfectly honest. I've used the S20 twice. The first time I went out, I loved all the features. I love recording the shots. The second time, I found it a real hassle, to be quite honest. I messed up 2 holes because I just wasn't keeping up with recording my shots and my clubs. And so really, at this point, I'm gonna use it for another week or 2, and then I'll make my final decision. And what I'll do is I'll update this video and just let you know what my final decision was in terms of which watch I decided to keep. All right, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.